Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing fine. I'm okay, I suppose. Getting there as normal. So what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you Marjorie Taylor Greene's speech she gave after she was removed from all of her committees. You see, this is the strange thing. Republicans never do this to the Democrats, okay? Republicans are kind of scared stiff from doing anything, right? The Democrats, on the other hand, will come down like a ton of bricks on anyone for the slightest of transgressions. You may have wondered why Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a first-term representative, has all of a sudden been such the focus of hate from the left and from the establishment, the mainstream media and the like. That is because, of course, she was the one who introduced articles of impeachment to Joe Biden, trying to give the Democrats a taste of their own medicine. That wasn't good enough. The Democrats weren't going to stand for that. Only they get to impeach people. Only they get to use power. Nobody else, no Republican, just them. So we're going to watch what she has to say. I will, of course, stop here intermittently. I will try not to talk too much, but I'll stop intermittently to make the points I think I need to make. And after that, I will say goodbye. But the speech is about 5 minutes long, so we'll get into that now. But if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. This channel is currently demonetized. I'm outside of the YouTube partner program. I will apply again in 30 days after I've made changes to the channel. But I really need your help to share this channel around. So if you enjoy independent commentary, I need your help. Okay, let's go. Okay, over to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Freedom of press. I think it's one of the things that makes our country so great. And I really hope that you'll be able to tell my story a little bit better, instead of just reporting and repeating maybe some things that you don't like about me or things that were on social media in 2018. You see, the reason why I ran for Congress is because I really don't respect what our government has become. As just an ordinary American, someone who's had to work hard all my life, someone who's been married for almost 25 years and raised 3 kids, and I gotta tell you, my 3 kids are the greatest part of my life. That's the best thing I've ever done, is to be a mom. I really love our country. I love our freedoms, and I sincerely want all of your children, my children, and all of us to continue to have the opportunity to have the American dream. But our government is failing us. You see, we're approaching nearly $30 trillion in debt. As a successful business owner for over 20 years, if I ran my company the way this government runs and spends and wastes and puts us in debt with our own hard-earned tax dollars, I'd be out of business a long time ago and we'd be homeless on the streets.
See, that's a very good point. What these politicians don't seem to understand is money doesn't grow on trees. And as for the general public, there's a strange phenomenon in not just America, but Western society in general, in which people don't seem to have any kind of response, positive or negative, to politicians who put you into debt to the tune of $30 trillion. It's the same here in Britain, the same in all Western countries. There are some people out there who believe it's a concerted effort to literally force a crash, which, if that was their intentions, they're doing the right thing. They're going about it the right way, if that is their intentions, because that money has to be paid back. It's not going to go away. At some point, you need to pay it back. And when Rona struck and countries were having to borrow money to pay for all of these stimulus checks and so forth, where do you think that money came from? In many cases, the money came from countries that have a surplus. One of those countries that has a surplus is China. China is playing a very long game. They're not playing short games. They don't only see to the end of their nose like a lot of Western countries do. A lot of Western governments only focus on the next 4 years. They say, oh, we need to do this, that and the other to spite the other party for when they inevitably come into power in the next 4 years. China doesn't do that. China focuses on the next 40 years, the next 100 years, 400 years. They build and build and build. In Western countries, we're just tearing each other apart on the altar of intersectional politics. Because that's what it's became. And you can't... Take it this way. For example, if you had a child, okay, you got married, had a child today, that child would be saddled with debt the moment it was born. Is that the type of country you want to live in? The money needs to be paid back.
But it's much worse than that. For decades now, this government has sold out our American worker, sent our jobs overseas to foreign countries. We've opened our borders wide open to be flooded with illegals coming into our country. Think about Kate Steinle, who was murdered on a pier in California. She died in her father's arms. Krisha Odette, her father served our country 4 tours in the Middle East, protecting our freedoms. When he came back home, his daughter was killed by an illegal alien in Texas. These are the things that shouldn't happen, but these are the policies that are allowed and continued. Our country has made it legal and funded with our tax dollars over 62 million abortions, murdering God's creation in the womb. That is a sin, a disgusting evil that is unfathomable. I can't even believe that it continues. But here's the thing. All of these women that have gone through that, it leaves a hole in their soul that never heals. And those women have been taught that this is the way that they should achieve. This is the way they can build a career. This is a way that they can solve the problem that they didn't want in the first place. That's a horrible lie. It's a terrible lie. As a mother and a woman who's had a successful career, I can tell you being a mom is the greatest gift of my life. I really hope that America can end the evil of abortion. I also want you to know that free speech matters. Free speech really matters. And yesterday, when the Democrats and 11 of my Republican colleagues decided to strip me of my committee assignments, Education and Labor and the Budget Committee, you know what they did? They actually stripped my district of their voice.
Well, that's it. That's it. Because what they did is they censored her and stripped her of her committee positions for things that she tweeted about in 2018 before she was elected. How that doesn't strike them as unconstitutional, I really don't know. And again, you know, it's a pattern. There is a pattern here that only Republicans are ever held accountable for things they say or do. Democrats are never held accountable for anything, and the things they say and do are egregious. They should be. Okay? Adam Schiff should be on no committees. The man is a degenerate liar. Eric Swalwell, who literally slept with a Chinese spy. He's still on the Intelligence Committee. And as for the 11 Republicans who sided with the Democrats, I know what game they're playing. They think that they're doing the moral thing, the right thing. They think they're doing the good thing that all conservatives should do. They're setting an example for other conservatives, or quote-unquote conservatives, rhinos, which is to lose with grace. The establishment rhino-type conservative position is Republicans should always lose with grace. They should never think about winning. When Donald Trump won, he committed an egregious crime in the eyes of the rhinos because he won something. He didn't just lay down and accept defeat. And the 11 Republicans who sided with the Democrats, that's them signaling their virtue and their moral superiority over other conservatives by siding with the Democrats and losing with grace. One thing, you notice it never happens the other way around. It never happens the other way around. I would love to be on a fly on the wall on the day that one of these Republicans asked Democrats to do the same. Because the Democrats will just burst out laughing. And they'll say, no, we don't do that. We don't side with you. You side with us. That would be the Democrats' response. And the Republicans' response to that would be, of course, to lose with grace.
They stripped my voters of having representation to work for them for the budget. A successful business owner that knows how to make a profit, not a loss. That's what my district voted for me for. I'm a mom with 3 kids who has taken my children to gun-free school zones their entire time they went to school. And when I was in 11th grade at 16 years old, when Joe Biden created gun-free school zones, one of my schoolmates brought 3 guns to school on a school bus in a duffel bag, brought them into the school in the first period class because he was very upset at 2 of his classmates. He pulled out his weapon, went to take control. The coach in the classroom knocked him to the floor, but he was able to reach in and get another one of his guns, fired his weapon, took control of our school, and we were held hostage in our classrooms for 5 hours. I want you to know, I know that fear that David Hogg felt. It's terrifying.
Can I just take a moment to distance myself from David Hogg? I'm a different breed of hog than he is. He is a liberal hog. I am a pot-bellied conservative hog. We are different breeds of hog. We are completely different breeds of pig. Possibly even separate species of pig. With my breed, of course, being the better breed of hog, naturally, we are the more powerful hogs. We are the more intelligent hogs. We are the more dominant hogs of all the hog breeds. So I just want to distance myself from David Hogg.
Terrifying when the only person in the building with a gun is very upset and is there to do evil. And there's no good guy with any guns to protect us. That's why when I was in Washington, I could go from Senate office to Senate office, just like David Hogg, and say, vote no to gun control, because we need our Second Amendment rights. We need to be able to protect our children with good guys with guns, just like the people up here protected themselves with 30,000 National Guard troops. Imagine that. They want to leave our children defenseless, but they will surround this place with a big, beautiful border wall and a whole bunch of good guys with guns. See, these are the policies that...
Very good. Very good.
...disgust me. These are the policies that disgust the American people. And these are the policies of hypocrites. You see, when the people in charge...
Yeah, but they don't care about being seen as hypocrites anymore. Once upon a time, before the true plan was laid bare, they cared not for you, but they cared for... They wanted to keep their plan a secret. But they don't care that they're seen as hypocrites anymore, because they have power. What they care about is power, not what you think of them. They couldn't give a toss what you think of them.
Want to just spend your money, and you have no choice but to give it to them. And believe me, I've been a good taxpayer for years now, and I always will be.
So, that's her speech. I wanted to show it to you because the mainstream media won't show it to you. Instead, I mean, this was on Newsmax, but you know they're not mainstream media. Instead, they want you to focus on just ridiculous nonsense. This Q stuff, it's beyond a LARP. I know people like Sticks, Hex and Hammer says it's a LARP, but it's worse than that. It's a boogeyman. When Trump was in office, the boogeyman was the Russians. The Russians did this, the Russians did that. The Russians are hiding under every bed. They did try to continue that after Trump left office, but they didn't really have much success with it. So the new boogeyman is this Q stuff. I mean, it wasn't... Look, I don't believe in Q. I'm not interested in Q. But all I'm going to say is it wasn't Q that burnt down entire city blocks, and that was it. That was a different group of people. And I'm sure we all know who they were. But you're not allowed to say that. Apparently it's Q that's the threat. Like I say, I don't believe in Q. I'm not interested in Q. I'm a regular, ordinary conservative. And I have regular, ordinary conservative views and regular, ordinary conservative friends. But they have associated Marjorie Taylor Greene with that. Why have they done that? Because they know there's a lot of gullible people out there who will see it and believe it. Because their aim is to tarnish her name. And it could happen to anyone. It could happen to you. If you stepped out of line, you would wake up one morning and you would find that the fake news media and the gutter press would have your photo all over it, and they would be linking you to just ridiculous and nonsense that you've never even heard of. Because they can't challenge your ideas. So they destroy your character. This is rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. They've done it. They were doing it before Trump. They did it, of course, to Trump and anyone associated with him. And they're doing it after Trump, to Marjorie Taylor Greene. They will do it to anyone because it works. They don't have to challenge your ideas. They don't have to let you challenge their ideas. Because they have an entire mainstream media machine that can just eat you up and spit you out. Can just destroy your character in the eyes of your peers. And that's what really matters to them. Anyway, I will leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about Marjorie Taylor Greene and anything she said in this video. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share this video around. It's more important now than ever. I am outside of the YouTube partner program at the moment. Unmonetized, demonetized. I will apply again. As I said, I'll be changing some things. I won't be covering riots or protests anymore. Nothing like that. I'll just be covering ordinary stuff. I hope that's okay with you. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. But I need your help to get some traction again. Now I'm outside of the YouTube partner program. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.